Hey YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Shenzo Plays. Today we're hopping back into Blueprints. If you missed the video from last time, we've been having some internet problems. So this is going to be a pretty big internet test for me. YouTube, hopefully you guys won't be affected because everything's running locally. But hopefully over on the Twitch side and the live streaming side, everything's going to be good to go. But just so you guys know, we might be running some tests and some things today. I'm going to try to keep as much of that out of the recording as possible, but just in case it slips in, I wanted to make sure you guys knew what was going on ahead of time. Anyway, we're going to be continuing Blueprints. I believe we're on day 11 or day 12. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we made some really good progress. Last two runs weren't my best, not even close, but we still got some good info out of them. So hopefully we can track down what we're missing and continue to solve this mystery and eventually make our way to the antechamber. But in the meantime, guys, YouTube, thank you very much for watching. You guys know the drill by now. If you like this video, please consider liking and commenting on it to help it, gain some traction on the YouTube algorithm, which I still don't understand how it works. If you want to follow more of my videos, you can hit that subscribe button. Then you can also hit that alarm bell to get notified when I drop new videos. Follow me on all my social media, which will all be linked down below, including on twitch.tv/ShuntsOfTheLost. And, yeah. Go support me on Throne and buy my merch. Okay, can I stop? Can I stop cheesy grinning? Can I stop now? Okay. Anyway, YouTube, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you on the other side. Welcome back, YouTube. We're just about to get started here with our next run. I want to say, yeah, we're on day 11. So we will continue day 11. I got my handy-dandy notebook here. And, yeah, we've been having a really good time with it, even despite the internet issues. I really and truly have liked this game a lot. I think our biggest accomplishment from our last run was we reached the music room for the first time. And we got 4 music sheets. We have a total of 5 of them we've gotten. We've gotten 1 through 4, which were all in the music room. And then number 8, which we found in the workshop. And basically, there's a clue in there. We have to decipher a message, and I'll just break it down for you. The message we have so far, first words on the blank, blank, blank message. So that's one of the clues we have to break down, is we got to find some more of these music sheets. We found a family tree, and we know we need to get 8 red letters. 1 is missing, and they said something about art on the walls that's been bugging me, and I think was bugging Stexon earlier. That's really it as far as news and updates from our last run. You found sheet number 5? Hell yeah, Stexon. Don't tell me where it is. I'll find it eventually. But yeah, we're on. We're doing pretty good. So here we are, starting our new run. I'm gonna grab my allowance immediately, and we're gonna go back out to the outside room again. That's where we're gonna start, and see what bonus we get. Last time we got 2 really good tools. So hopefully we can get something similar, or we can get a new room that we've never got before. So we have the trading post, the hovel, or the shelter. And the shelter will protect us from the negative effects of the next 3 red rooms drafted. I think let's go for the shelter here, because there's also, I think, a computer in here we can access the network from. So we can try that. Only appears in a very limited number of locations. Fair enough. I think also I switched out the key card, because we have the time lock safe here. I switched out the key card for oh, I think I missed this note last time. Remain where you are for now. Given that the Red Guard is due tomorrow, we've agreed with your plan and disabled remote access to the other terminals and have sealed the network mainframe. Regardless of the danger, I am still not willing to risk removing shelter from the draft pool while the 3 of you are down there. Our best bet is to sit tight and hope for a little bit of luck. Alright, so we're here at the bomb shelter. Yeah, so it looks like all the USV levels are still fine. Log into the network. Let me just get the password. I wrote it down somewhere. And let's see if there's anything we can access to the network from here that we couldn't on the other PCs, because I believe this is the first time that we've gotten to the bomb shelter without without any sort of access. You know what I mean? So we don't have any of the other stuff online yet, so we can't access that. Electronic mail, and only from the office. Okay. Staff services. It's been temporarily disabled as of November 4th. Oops, I didn't want to exit out entirely. Sorry, we got to do this again. Because I accidentally logged out of the network. Data transfers. And we don't have any data transfers from Cinca. That might be something we've got to do. So let's log out of the network. And then let's try the time safe. Because we did narrow down some potential dates and times this could be. Can be accessed by setting unlock date and time. You can use any date and time as long as at least 1 hour in the future. And once unlocked, the time lock safe will remain open for 4 hours. So we are in... I think they disabled everything on November 4th. Let me take a look and see where we have our... We were named the air on the 5th. So let's try... Let's start with November. And we'll just kind of move from there. That sounds good. So let's try November... well, it's 11 days in the... It's day 11 since we were named the air, right? So... Let's try November 16th. And let's try 11 a.m. and see what happens. It let me do it, so that indicates that we could be like in January. Yeah, let's try and see if it'll give me a time that it won't work, actually. Let's go that way. We'll get a negative result. So let's see if it'll give me let's see if it'll give me November 1st at... Let's try 1 a.m. Okay, that also worked. Huh, this might be more difficult than I thought. Because yeah, we don't know the date. We have a couple of approximate dates. We know we're in we have to be after November 6th in 1993. Did we find the Roman numerals? I don't know what that is, TechWiz. What are you referring to? I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I was just running some experiments because we got the bomb shelter back for the first time since we originally got it. So we just started day 11, and we haven't made any other progress beyond that. What are you thinking about the art? To be honest, Texan, I don't know. I'm honestly very, very puzzled by that comment we got. Also, TechWiz, is good to see you. Hi, Anna. Welcome on in. So it's currently 9 a.m. But I don't think we have the date yet. That's the toughest part. Where was the comment you found? So it was from the fortune teller. I can't think of his name, but that's where he mentioned the that's where he mentioned the art was like the art on the walls. One red letter is missing. That was the clue. Oh, we can get the office immediately. Like the utility closet's great, and we could probably use that, but with the bomb shelter already kind of protecting us, I don't know. I think I want to go for the. I think I want to go for the office here, especially since we're so early. Okay. We never did solve the safe combination in here. Let's not spread the gold yet. Starting on Monday, okay. I want to check email again. So yeah, the last one was dated November 1st. And then we did the fuse box already. Got to push this button here. We have room 26. That's a good question. Let's find out. What's our room directory? No, we have not found room 26 yet, Stexon. We have not. I think we'll get the Nook here because that'll give us a key. Sounds good. Thank you, Stexon. Just so we don't block ourselves out. Yeah, we still don't have the safe key code there. I want to try to get as much of the level 1s as possible here. We can do the parlor. I think we got to go for the parlor here. Though we could also do the observatory. But I think we'll go the parlor. Okay, the gems are in the blue box. The gems are in a box next to this box. And the gems are in this box. Okay, this is going to be a bit tougher than I thought. All right. The gems are in the blue box. The gems are in a box next to this box. And the gems are in this box. So at the surface, all three could potentially be true. But we know at least one of them has to be false. So let's assume this one's false. The gems are in this box. This one is true. This one is also false, which means they're in the black box. If this one's false, then this one can't be true, and this one could still be true. If this one's false, then one of these two has to be true, which would make this one also true. So this one cannot be false. Everyone following me here so far? So my thought is that it does not matter which one of these are false. The correct answer is the black box. Because it has to be this one. This has to be true, logically speaking. Which means that at least one of these two has to be false, which means both of them must be false. Show me potato salad! Boom! Hi, Ace. How are you? Okay, we can get the bedroom or the closet. Ace, I'm okay. How are you? I'm going to go the bedroom here. We are testing to see if my internet will hold up longer than 5 seconds. So far, we've passed 5 seconds. Okay, so I could get the patio, but this feels bad to get that this early. Because there's no green room, so it wouldn't exactly spread a lot of diamonds. Laboratory is just a useless room. There's literally never anything in it. So I think we're going to go with the utility closet here. Because at least this room is useful. I'm pretty confident we'll get security at some point. The laboratory actually has a use Texan? That's incredible. It has not done anything for me this entire time. Oh, getting the boiler room here. I don't know if I like it right here, if I'm going to be honest. So now I'm torn between the storeroom and the closet. Normally I would jump at the boiler room, but sealing 2 of the 3 areas off, I'd rather hang on to that and try to draw it later. Especially since I turned it to be common. Okay, gain 5 every time we go into a bedroom, and we get a gem. Let's go enter the bedroom to get that net gain. There we go. All right, and now we have to go through the chapel. Oh, but we are sheltered from it. I forgot we hit the shelter, so I shouldn't have even needed to worry. Okay. I like the hallway here. Gives a lot of options. We'll go to the left first. Hey, there's security. I knew we'd get that. Or we can get the west wing. I think we go security here. But instead of going through there, we'll open up this door next. Corridor, commissary, or the storeroom. I don't want to block this off, so we're going to go with the corridor. I don't like using it this early, but I think it's the way we got to go. Spare bedroom, pantry, coat check, or we can get the secret garden key if we ever find the secret garden. I kind of want to go with the spare bedroom here. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, nice. Got some money. And yeah, because we got the sleep mask, we also got some extra... nursery, East Wing Hall, guest bedroom. The veranda could be good. Or we could go for the boudoir or the observatory. I kind of want to hang on to my gems, so I'm going to go with the boudoir here. This will also get us more steps. And then the boudoir also has a safe in it as well. And I know the code. One, two, 2, 5, enter. And there is a gem. And red letter number 4. And then this is from Daniel. Daniel was not on that family tree we found earlier. So I'm just going to make a note that this is red letter 4 that we found. Okay, just made a note that we have number 4. I don't think there's anything else in here. So we'll press on. We have the courtyard, a nursery, or the guest bedroom. How did you determine the safe code? Yeah, I'll show you in just a second, Stexon. Let's get the courtyard here. So there's this picture in here with the Christmas tree and the safe being unwrapped. So I tried 1225 as the code, and it worked. Yeah, so it was one of those things where I'm like, I wonder if they'll, keep it in the, I wonder if they'll keep it there. And that's exactly what they did. So, I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, that's how I found my first and only red letter so far. Alright, that door's locked. That's fine. Is this door also locked? Yes, it is. Okay. We'll use a key here. So we have the observatory, the storeroom, and the terrace. I think the terrace will be very useful. So we'll go with the terrace here. I also don't think I've gotten the terrace before. At least I don't remember unlocking it before this. We got an orange, though. That's kind of nice. All right, so now I'm going to head back to security, and I know that's a long ways back, but I do want to, like, kind of build up the house as much as I can at every level. That's one of the strategies they recommended. And I don't have a key to unlock the other door anyway, so we have to kind of head back. Plus, it'll give me an excuse to activate the key cards and stuff, because I didn't do that last time. Still trying to find an escape pad to get a closer look at the statue in the eastern yard. Yeah, I don't think I've ever found that either, Stexon. Alright, so I haven't missed anything. We're going to turn the security level up to high. And the offline mode to unlocked, since I deactivated the system. And alright, let's press forward. We have found the laboratory. I think this could be very good to unlock now. And I think we have a chance that we can get the boiler room very close to it. I am tempted, I admit, to get the dark room for one reason and one reason only, and that's because A, it has power running through it, and B, it gives us two open doors. But I do feel we have a very good shot at getting the boiler room with the laboratory. And I don't know when the laboratory is going to come back up again, because this one's still pretty rare, whereas I think we reduced the boiler room to common. So I'm going to go for the lab. I'm going to gamble on it. We'll see if this works. Get out of my laboratory! Also, the other thing is, for the first time, we have total access to the entire network in the house now. And we can run an experiment. I actually forgot about that. Whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, gain 3 gold, gain 1 key, 1 gem, or 1 gold selected randomly, or add a small chest to the entrance hall. I think we'll do this one. And I think we'll do gain 1 key, 1 gold, or 1 gem. Hi, Anne. Welcome on in. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. Let's try it. And I'm doing okay. You know, it's been a very I'll be honest, it's been a very stressful week, but we're kind of running an internet test today. We're trying to proof and see how good the internet runs. We have done literally everything we can as far as replacing hardware and infrastructure in the house. So hopefully it will work. But I believe now, for the first time, we have access to all computers. Thank you, Ann. I appreciate it. How are you doing? So nice to see you. I hope we get the opportunity to play more Repo soon. But there we go. All 4 computers are active at the same time. And we need to get power in here in order to solve the periodic table puzzle. Hanging in there, working and living. I feel that. Okay, I'm going to pick the dark room here because I believe the dark room still has electronics where the others do not. So we got to keep that going. Plus, we have bomb shelters, so we should be protected in here. Although I will need to go back to the utility closet to turn the lights on. But, yeah, power lines are still connected, which is good. Let me run back to the utility closet, and we'll turn the power in the dark room back on. Because there might be something in there. Yeah, this is the way to go. Okay. Whoops, turn the garage power on, turn that on, gymnasium off. And then, looks like that's like a cabinet or something like that, and it doesn't have power. But yeah, it would be a lot of fun to play more Repo for sure. As soon as I know my internet connection is stable again, I would be more than happy to play. Okay, now we have to go all the way back to the dark room. Because yeah, we still don't have a key. So that's the tough part about right now is we don't have a key.
Hydra.
Hi, T1. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Oh, look, a key. That's handy. All right. Moment of truth. Boiler room. Oh, dang. I think this is a little unfortunate because I don't think that any of these rooms, I don't think that a single one of these rooms has power. So unfortunately, we are not going to be able to get the lab puzzle solved this run. Not sure you're actually awake, but I'm alive. Well, could be worse. Okay, we only have one key. So both these doors are locked. And this one wasn't. Okay, that's good. Alright, we've got the pool. Or the bunk room. I think we should go with the pool here. I think we need to go with the West Wing Hall. Could be stuck in a Nelly song. Open my eyes, yeah, it was only just a dream. Facts. And here's the boiler room. Damn. That's very, very unfortunate that we finally got the boiler room. 2 room drafts too late. We'll get that combo eventually with the lab and the boiler room. We will. In the meantime, I'm going to grab the pantry here. And I'm going to turn back around before we advance it too much further. And we're going to use that key. Well, you get the library. In the library, we do have a book there, and it would also give us access to the foundation. We get the storeroom, which would give us 2 keys. Or the rumpus room, which would block off the foundation, which we can't even access right now. I'm also leaning towards the library as well, Stexon. That's my thought. I'm only hesitating, though, because I don't have any keys, and I don't want to run out of room. But I think the library is the right choice. Okay. So we have the history of Orindia. And you're right, it gave us the date. Stexon, you're a genius. I don't know why I didn't pay attention to that last time. But that's pretty funny. I was pretty close. I almost had it right. Remember earlier, guys, when I was experimenting with the time safe? The time safe was, I had November 16th. I was 1 day off. So I was very, very close. All right. Today is November 17th, 93, according to what this says. It's hiding behind my camera. Let me there it is. November 17th. I was 1 day off, guys. Yeah, I think I need to close the book. Day 11. Yep. Okay, so we've got the day now, and I've written it down. Day 11 is November 17th, 93, and we can get the time as well, which is pretty cool. And hey, look, there's a key in here too. Man, this turned out to be a really good pick across the board. Okay. I'm not going to read all this aloud, so because a lot of it's cut, it looks like a lot of it's been censored. Ascension of the first king, whose name Oris, rather. Gotta love censorship. Three realms. Oh, hey, would you look at this? Baron Sinclair, thank you so much for your cooperation with our department in this investigation. We know of our presence never convenient, especially for someone of your social status, so it means all the more that you are not only tolerant, but also willing to aid our efforts in getting this business done as quickly as possible. We are returning with this letter, the book you lent us, though I must confess it was not as much help as I had hoped. I had heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive. I was told by a reliable source had a first edition and uncensored copy of the history of Orindia could be found. It would likely be found within the Baron's own collection, but perhaps I was misinformed. Still, part of me thinks he may have given this censored copy as a jest, taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of their own medicine. If that is the case, then I say, well done, fair play, and perhaps on my next visit we'll have a laugh about this after you've given me the actual manuscript. Until then, Detective Bon Margle of the Red Guard. Yeah, I would imagine for this book we need the magnifying glass in order to decensor it, but that's good to know. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to find the time. I believe that there's a clock. Well, let me just double check. I don't think there's anything else here in the library. We don't need to go in there. But we can get to the time for the safe. So I want to set the safe for 1 hour ahead of whatever time we're in. So I'm just trying to find a clock. I know it was 9 earlier, but that doesn't mean that's the case now. Okay. So it is 1:30 p.m. 1:30 p.m. I think the best choice we can do is to run to the bomb shelter and set it that way and wait. And we'll try to set it for 3 p.m. on November 17th. And we will try to get this open. Time lock safe. Set unlock date November 17th. Three p.m. I thought about waiting in the den, but I figure if we just wait here for a little bit of time, it would eventually, like, we could just keep checking because it'll be open for 4 hours, and I don't think I also want to make sure we didn't do too much running back and forth and lose all of our footsteps. So I'm trying to maximize the number of footsteps, but because I don't know how much time. The one thing we probably could have done, Stexing, in hindsight, is how much time goes by, right? So I could run back to the den, but that would lose me a net of like 12 steps. And I kind of want to hang on to those because I want to see how far we can get today. So I don't mind waiting. We can just kind of talk over about everything, and I can just go back and click it. Yeah. So that's something we could have looked at as like minutes per step, or because the other thing is that the time was still advancing while we were standing in the den. And I still needed to set the time, and it's like, well, I could have done that in the lab or the office. And actually, now that I think about it, Stexon, you're right. I made a dummy play. I could have just gone right to the office. I was thinking I had to run back to security. I totally forgot there was a computer there. So I could go back to the den and lose a couple steps. I would say we could sit here until we got a notification if it sounds like the time lock safe gets unlocked. But I don't have any sound for the game because of the copyright issues. So maybe this wasn't the best plan. Yeah, so I set it at 1:30, and it let me for today. So we know we're still on the day, but it's open for 4 hours. So I think we'll be okay even if I walk away. You know what? Let's not be picky. I'm gonna go back to the den. Sure, we'll lose a couple steps, but I think as long as I don't do anything super crazy, we should still be okay. And we'll check the time in the den here. Okay, so it is a little after 2 o'clock. And it does look like time changes very slowly. So you can still see the minute hand still moving. But yeah, it definitely is moving pretty slow. So we'll head back once this gets to like 2:30 or 2:45. Because in the time it took us to walk there and back, it's been about an hour. So that's roughly like a half hour per. And if it opens at 3, we should be good to go. But as you can see, the time is still moving. So I figure we'll just kind of wait. Even go at 3, so you're guaranteed within that 4-hour window. Yeah, that also could do it. So in the meantime, while we're waiting, because I know this probably is going to be pretty boring for YouTube, let's just kind of talk about a couple things. So we are on day 11, and on day 12 is when the commissary is supposed to be closed, according to that red note, which means it might be open for something. So on the next run, let's try to get the commissary. Let's keep that in mind. We have a whole bunch of dates and other information. There is, if you have the shovel and the furnace, we have the vault key, which we haven't solved yet. We have 3 of the 4 gas lines. We've got the hovel, the orchard, and the mine. We're missing 1 out of the 4 so far. The green memos in Hartley's room are always false, and Hartley is the name of the valet. We also have the book list with the name Flight of the Queen, March of the Count, which was the one in Blackfall, the Lord, Passing of the Barons, Herrings of the Major, and that's in the office. We still haven't solved the office puzzle yet. The west and east levers to the antechamber are operational. I believe we found the east one, I think, and that's in the Great Hall. We solved the fuse box puzzle, which got us into the mines. And then the only sign of the safe code we found so far was in the conference room, and it was a red note that gave 9083. And that's for the office, I believe. And then we also have the list of the green rooms and how soil they are. Plus, we have the periodic table puzzle as well, but we weren't able to get power to that today because we didn't get the boiler room, unfortunately. And I think that's just about everything else. We have 5 out of the 6 music sheets. And then I do have in the utility, not the check-in closet, I should say, I kept the secret garden key. Because we've never drawn the secret garden yet. And we only have 1 letter that we found so far. 1 red letter, I should say. All right, it is almost 3 in the afternoon, so I think we'll probably start walking over. Just so there's some time, since I've gone through all my notes. And I want to at least try to be somewhat entertaining. Heading back out to the bomb shelter. All right, so that should get us pretty close. Getting my page ready. There it is. So this is number 7. We found red letter number 7. Make a note. Remember, 1 of the red letters is missing. Dear Uncle, the disappearance of my cousin Mary has long sat unfavorably with me and my father, and I will freely admit to you that the chilly airs of indifference you may have felt in my presence can be attributed entirely to the suspicions that I have harbored these past years. Suspicions entirely aimed at yourself. And while I have never had the opportunity to prove it, I felt very strongly that you had some deeper involvement in those events 4 years ago. The circulating rumors of those months did nothing but further reinforce my convictions in this fact. Those of us that are once bitten or twice shy, I am aware of the cost my aggressively aloof behavior has had on the social standing of our family. I do not apologize for my actions, though I am now willing to admit that the conclusions I reached may have been flawed. Last week, I had a confidential conversation with one of our mutual acquaintances, a conversation that has shed more light on this mystery than all my father's countless fruitless inquiries over the years. I now have reason to believe that you were in fact responsible for smuggling my cousin under the cover of night across the red border to the southern seafront. I believe this may have occurred in September, a full 7 months after she was reported missing, a date that coincides not with her public disappearance in February, but instead with the notable theft of the Ruby Crown. If the Blackwater insurgents were in fact responsible for the heist, as some have claimed, I believe this scenario entirely plausible. The fact that now 2 of the crowd's 8 rubies have been surfaced gives me renewed optimism that she is still alive, safe, and finally free. Perhaps my willingness to accept such a sensational story betrays my own desperation. Desperation for answers, desperation for hope, and desperation for a narrative in which you are not the villain. In that distant land we all dream of, the land where the strangling crimson curtains draped across our sky and pulled back, the windows and shutters of discontent flung wide open. In the distant land I pray one day to find our Marianne safe, happy, and absolved. Courtney. Okay, so we did have that kind of suspicion earlier that, there was a theft and the jewels, and Marianne was tied into it. I don't know how much of these letters I should be writing down, if anything. But that is what we have. No, Sexton, that's not a key. That is the holder for one of the jewels we found. And interestingly enough, in the other safe we opened, there was also a jewel as well on one of these, indicating that perhaps they did steal the ruby crown, because there's 8 rubies. So I think the theory is correct. Is that I think that's correct. That the Blackwater insurgents were Marion was involved with them, and that our grandfather had something to do with it. And I believe they actually kept them here in this shelter. I think that's what the implication is. Like from this letter. The Red Guard is due tomorrow. We've agreed with your plan and have disabled remote access. Yeah. Sit tight and hope for a little bit of luck. While the 3 of you are down there. So it indicates that 3 people were here with the 3 beds, and they were hiding from the Red Guard. So I think that's part of it. But we have found now two of them. I'm just gonna make some notes here. Okay, now let's go advance and see if how far we can get in this run. Now that we've gotten 2 of the 3 of the 8 red letters, I think this is gonna be close with the steps because I went back and forth. But I'm excited, guys. I really am liking what we're doing here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think this might actually be where we end. I think we're gonna run out of steps pretty quickly here. So which is unfortunate because I feel like we have some really good leads. But at the same time, that's the way it goes. I think we get the sauna here to get that additional 20 steps. I think that's the play for next time. And there we go. There's our run. Very, very good run. We have the date now. We know the times. We can unlock the time search. Yeah. Made a couple mistakes, but nothing too crazy. And now we solved the shelter as well. So I'm just going to mark that off, the bomb shelter. I'm just going to mark that puzzle as closed since we did it. And we still have my internet up. Check tab next day, see if we can reread letter 7. Yeah, I don't think so. I know it appears, but I don't know if we can reread it without opening it again. I'm not sure. But I did summarize it, so hopefully that'll be enough. Because I didn't see anything that like jumped out at me as like immediate, like we need to know, but we'll check. Day 12. So because we hit the sauna, we get an additional 20 steps, which is awesome. We start with 90 today. But yeah, so as you can see here, we have 2 of the red letters, but I can't open them. Like I'm clicking. If I right click, it doesn't do anything. If I open tab, it doesn't do anything. We've gotten most of the rooms. We're only missing a handful now. Yeah, hopefully Transfad. Knock on wood. We've done everything we can to get the internet fixed. All right, I'm gonna go out again since we're gonna do this again. Go out to the outer room, and we're gonna start with that. It's kind of been my habit since we unlocked it. I don't know if it's the best strategy, but I feel it's done us pretty well so far. The only exception is when we actually drew the, oh! Well, this is new. Let's grab the schoolhouse. Herbie. For the last 38 years, it's been my pleasure serving as your schoolmaster in this humble little facility, and meager as it look by modern standards, I think most of us who spend our afternoons here will readily admit that we are reluctant to see this small piece of running history go. I first want to thank Lady Epson, our most gracious host today, for not only paying attention to my classes many years ago, but for all the fundraising she's done on our behalf. Community and our children, without her, Reddington Elementary would still be a distant, blurry vision, a vision that I dared not even dream. That dreamer, of course, is the incomparable Mrs. Peterson, our future principal, my reluctant successor, who I might add, forced me to give this speech, so I think I'll end my praise of her there, though she deserves much more, I'll admit. To the architect of our new school, the Baron Sinclair, thank you for following in your father's footsteps and building Reddington yet another school, and for allowing the use of your own private residence and floor plans to serve as our interim facility until the new campus is completed in March, a decision I'm certain he will immediately regret tomorrow morning when he hears the children running through his halls. And lastly, I wish to thank all my students. Many of you here today who I have not seen in years, whose face I still remember as young and manners wild. Those here whose parents before them I have also taught, and whose children I may yet. Without you, I would have had a lifetime of quiet peace. And yet, what is all the peace in the world if you have no one to bestow demerits upon? Thank you all sincerely. My time here has meant the world to me, and if I'm still standing in 8 months, I'll see you all at the slightly less melancholic ribbon cutting ceremony next year. Better joke to end. Remember to give Mrs. Peterson her gift. Yeah, I definitely feel she's referring to Herbert Sinclair as well. But I don't see anything else in this room. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Haha, as soon as I say that. There's number 4. What will happen now that we've gotten all 4? Gotta admit, I didn't expect that to be in an elevator to go down, huh? A new area to explore. So, we're gonna go explore that area. I just want to take a very quick look. I gotta admit, I wasn't expecting to find a gas line here. It makes sense that there is one, but I was not expecting that. But yeah, there's Herbie's desk. All right, let's go take a look. Thought all 4 had to be lit simultaneously. No, one at a time. And without giving any spoilers, of course, if you've been watching, then you should already know. But without giving away any spoilers, the some of them, at least as far as I know, can't be drafted at the same time. At least as things stand with me right now, that is. All right, here we go. Secret tunnel. Through the mountain. Secret tunnel. Foreman Log 3, Scripps and Rutherford Mining Company, Excavation Department. As our client, Tomas Sinclair, suspected, the arches that were visible from the south cliff were part of a much longer arcade carved into the rock face. Last week, when our crew first arrived, only 2 supporting pillars were visible. After only a few days of clearing vines, moss, and dirt, we've uncovered a dozen more. Our exploration so far has been limited and entirely superficial, as every shaft we have surveyed has ended abruptly, and every promising path leading deeper into the mountain has been blocked by tunnels packed tight with soil, rock, and debris. This site is either much older than we had first assumed, or someone deliberately had these chambers buried. Some more mining equipment. Well, remember how we were wondering about the chess pieces? It looks like here's our answer for how those chess pieces were relevant. I don't know if Silly Boo Boo's still here, but if you are, you might be you might have been onto something there. Okay, so here's what strikes me immediately. Silly just won a Mama Soup blankie? Hell yeah, congratulations to Silly. That's awesome. All right. So here's what strikes me immediately. This matches the layout of the mansion. That's the first thing. As you look at this, rank 1, 5 across, up through 9, and there's the antechamber. So my thought with this, and I'm just thinking out loud, guys, when you put these pieces on the floor, it will assign those rooms there. Like there will be a matching thing. So like we have the queen, right? Queen and the king, a rook, bishop, knight, and pawn. I think each of these pieces are aligned with the room. That's my guess. And one of two things happens. Either when we put these on the board, it will fill the mansion there, or we have to fill the mansion drafting rooms and then match the rooms to this down here. That's my thought. So I'm going to make a note about this here, and I'm just going to know what we have. So this is the precipice underground. So let's see if it'll let me put something on here. It does not look like anything happened. So what room goes with which piece? Maybe that's something we need to check. So let's move on for now. We've made a note. Maybe they're the equivalent to a room or something like that, but we have a note of what the pieces are and why they're here. So maybe we'll come back and we'll get another hint to that puzzle. I don't think beating our heads against that is going to do too much. No, Stexon, not yet, but I'm glad to know that you have extensive notes, and I will ask you if we get stuck on it. If that sounds okay. Foreman's copy, do not remove from sight, realm and blank sigils of the past and I'm assuming present by Professor R. Willard. Okay, so there's information on sigils here. Dismantle the symbol, identify the individual elements. Okay, let me take a note. So, okay. And just so you guys can see, I know it's not going to be great, but that's what I'm writing down. So, hopefully that'll help a little bit. Center of each signal is a unique shape, different for each realm. Okay. And we don't really have a ton of notes here because the page is cut out, but we have different cores, and I'm just going to kind of make some notes here. So we have, I'll just draw some of these shapes, and these are identifying, it looks like different kingdoms. So that symbol is Orin. Then we have Fe something. Then looks like a little hourglass. And that'll be for now. And then this is what looks like COR. And then we had the little mountain guy here. And that's R something. Okay. The rays from the core will come line splitting the signal from one signal to another, and the difference in number style and difference in these immediately reveal several things. We count something, and it will review transportation where they are in ships or have something, the expanse. Ship routes, carriages, trails, locomotion. And then that page is completely missing. Wavy lines used for extreme heat. Okay. Carriages. Talking to the Doge? No, not talking to the Doge here. What do you reckon my chances of my pay coming through before you start work in 4.5 hours? Coffee machine's leaking really badly. I can't live without my coffee. Hi, Raz. Good to see you. I don't know. Yeah, it could be core or con. Yeah, you're correct, Sexton. That could be con. Rainy Realm is indicated with 3 vertical lines. Okay, and that's all in rays, which is good to know. Hey, Van, how you doing? Yeah, so far. I'm not counting it out here. So there are different moats, and then I think I'm just going to go back, and I think it's the number of them. That's probably transportation, so the number of rays indicates transportation. And then I don't obviously know what's after that, but shape and style, we can tell type of society. They consider mighty and arms are blessed by artistic and economic fortunes. Okay. All right, moving on. Border. All right, so these designs are pretty different from each other, so hopefully I'll be able to tell them apart. Pink will just be the one that looks the worst, if I'm going to be honest. But I think we got them. Okay, let's see what's next. Putting it all together by studying the core realm rays, motes, and border of a signal, you should now be able to unlock the meaning behind what has previously been an undecipherable enigma. So with like this guy here, just doing some really loose translation here, that is Faye with 4 rays, and it looks like it has... I don't know what kind of weather that is. And it has little squiggly lines. And they view themselves as a martial powerhouse with the squiggly lines on the border, so with red. So it's banners, martial, and fog. Okay, so that's good to know. That's one we didn't have. We didn't have the fog before. So let me add that. I didn't really leave a lot of notes to add more, but... And yeah, it looks like it has a red banner, martial, fog on that one. Okay. Well, that was a lot of information. That took up almost 2 pages of my notes, by the way. That was a lot of info there. Okay. Doesn't look like we can move any farther. That's both exciting and also pretty anticlimactic so far. It looks like there's more ways down. Something else we got to do. But I think this... Like, this will potentially be a room. And then, perhaps... I'm just going to take a quick look around and see if there's anything else down here. Yeah, Mother Nature's having a party at Raynella's Raz with the flashing lights from the storm. So yeah, that was a lot of info. I guess now we'll try to get some associations with these rooms. I think that'll probably be the next thing to kind of keep an eye on. I didn't see anything I could pick up. Or any additional craziness. I don't think I missed anything. Okay, let's keep an eye out for any sigils, and I guess we will press on. We'll head back and head into the mansion. Man, we've spent almost 40 minutes, and we haven't even really been into the mansion yet. Can you guys believe that?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Blacksmith, thank you so much for subscribing in Tier 1 for 2 months. Good evening to you as well. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. We are attempting to solve all the problems on day 12. This is just me thinking aloud, but I'm wondering if these bird bats also have something to do, because there do seem to be quite a few of them. But I think the only way we can find out is if we continue to explore the manor. And so, 40 minutes after the run starts, we enter the manor again to continue our story. Also, I feel silly. There's a clock right here in the main entrance. We didn't even need to go to the den. All right, we got the library, or the parlor, or we could do the hallway. I feel the library is the way to go to start, because it'll give us a less common floor plan. And a coupon book. All right. We've checked both of these out. Orindia, I wonder if that's the first core we had. Orindia? So that symbol is for Orindia, I think. I think we have that right. Should we do the Sightseer's Guide to Reddington? Swimbird? I think the Fixed Stars is in the observatory, so I don't think we'll need that one just yet. We could also do the EPCW Pump System User Manual, but I've already kind of figured out how that works. Let's go the Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. We haven't gotten that one yet. Might give us some more information. I don't think there's anything else up here that we haven't already looked at, but we'll at least take a look. 12 days. Our longest day went for 3 hours. Our average run takes about an hour and 15 minutes. We've never failed on any of those. We've had 2 red letters. Good boy, Tanner. And it looks like, yeah, it's put a lot of stuff. Made a couple contraptions. Largest purchase was for an upgrade disc. Don't know what any of these are. And I've never gotten the rotunda. But okay. It's funny because the only reason it's the most avoided is I've only gotten it once and I didn't draft it the one time I got it. So... okay. Let's see what we get here. Secret passage, the weight room, or the laundry room. I'm going to be honest, all these kind of suck. But out of them all, I think the secret passage is the way to go here. But I don't know what we need yet, so I'm not going to activate the secret passage. We're just going to keep it there. Let's try to go this way for now. All right, so we can do the classroom, which we've never gotten. I think this is the way we go, right? We have to go with the classroom. I know it's going to use up our only diamond, but I feel this will be very, very good. Since we've never gotten it before. Freddy Fill in each object below with its correct color. Well, I think this will line up with the sigil we just got, the sigils we just unlocked, because those are country colors, and those are probably wrong. At least 2 out of the 3 are, because you're looking at all this, right? They got 9 out of 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, okay. This is kind of making my brain hurt a little bit. There's 12 items there. We know for a fact that they got grapes right, fire hydrant right, bananas, water, pumpkin. So there's potentially 4 that are incorrect here. Or I'm sorry, 5. And that's the lizard, which I would imagine should be green, right? Whatever this is. So 2 of these flags are probably, yeah, 2 of the 3 are probably correct. So let's see. We don't have the full country name yet, but we have yellow for AR. Then we have that guy over there on the right, the orange one, and that's core. And then finally we got the hourglass, which is ER, and at least 1 is incorrect. For assumption flags are wrong. You've seen purple lizards and yellow newspapers. Yeah, it could be. It could be that all of them are wrong. Yeah, it could be purple lizard. I don't know for sure. Like, my thought when I think lizard, though, is green, not purple, personally speaking. But that could just be my own bias speaking, right? So I would imagine you're correct that it's possible that all of those are wrong. But that's why I'm putting at least 1 is incorrect, up to 3. So in my note I said at least 1, so I'm still technically correct. All right, let's move on to the next sheet. 12 out of 10 are correct here. And the lizard and this thing are incorrect. The lizard's now green. This is still blue for some reason. And now it's yellow, orange, and purple. All right, let's see if there's more, because this is probably a puzzle. I may need to go get something to snack on, guys. I'm going to be honest. So it looks like there's 4 worksheets here. You must really like red. Only got 2 correct. Okay, so we know that all 3 of them are not red. There we go. That's a hint. All 3 are not red. So out of the 6 colors, we know for a fact that they can't be red. So let me figure this out here. Let me make some notes. None are red. What's this guy? B+. Each color is only used twice. That's phenomenal, actually. Okay. So if each color is only used twice, that actually helps us a lot. But they also got 10 out of 12. All right. Ten out of 12 here. Each color is only used twice. Looking at non-flags, we have one purple, two that I think should be green, one blue, two red. Okay. None of them are red. Each color is only used twice. And there's only two that are incorrect. So the red objects out of the 12 are the fire hydrant and the cart. That's what we know for a fact. We then have, like you said, the... Wait, that's not a newspaper. That's blueprints. Guys, if you look at it closer, that's blueprints. They have measurements, rooms, squares. Those are blueprints. Get it? You know, like the name of the game, Blueprints, except it's blueprints. Huh? Huh? No? Okay. So we know that the flags can't be red and they can't be blue for sure. That means the flags have to be, one has to be orange, one has to be yellow, and then one is either green or purple. Take a lap. I refuse. I have been dealing with internet problems for a week. I think I'm justified in one bad joke. I would bet that the lizard is supposed to be green. That's my bet. All right. T1 says YouTube that I get two bad jokes, so I'll have to really, really try and save my second one. Thank you, T1. You're the best. Okay. So one of the flags has to be yellow. One of the flags is most likely purple, and one of the flags has to be orange. I think, are we in agreement on that, everybody? I think that's how this works, logically, right? Because the only ones for sure are the pumpkin and the banana that are yellow. The lizard is probably green. I would bet money that the lizard is green. Because I agree, there are purple lizards, but there's also red lizards, and there's also yellow lizards as well. So I'm going to work off the assumption. We'll start here with the lizard is green. So that means the flags have to be... The two wrong answers on this are the blue flag for AR and the red lizard, meaning that purple has to be the hourglass symbol, the ER. Can't be green. Because, yeah, if each color is used twice, we know the lizard's wrong here. And blueprints and lake, so that also has to be wrong. Which means that this guy, the orange guy here, sorry, I'm pointing with my pen, not with my mouse. This has to be correct, and this has to be correct. And if that's right, that means that that one has to be yellow. And that one has to be orange. So the V has to be orange, and then the AR has to be yellow. Sorry, I keep saying that one and pointing at something that you guys can't see. I do apologize. But there's my logic. So we now know what the country color, the color for those countries are. Or those realms, I should say. Anyone disagree? Everyone still with me on this? I think we have it correct. Also, I do apologize. My handwriting is atrocious. But let's go check and verify on these other sheets, because we think we have that one right. So this one got 3 wrong. The green flag is incorrect, because that would be the lizard. So the lizard would also be incorrect, and the blueprints are wrong. And then we have yellow and orange for the correct flags. So far, the solutions hold. Let's check this one. The incorrect one here would be the purple flag and the orange flag. They need to be switched. But everything else would look correct. So that still holds. Only 2. And then, yeah, everything else is incorrect there. So I think we've got it. I think, I hope. Classroom puzzle, can you find the difference? I hope we got that right. Let's move on. Next room. The boiler room. This feels like a pretty good gamble to take early. But I think we're going to take it early. Oh, we can't. I'm sorry, I don't have any gems. Dang. Well, let's use our redraw. We have 3 of them, so might as well try. We can get the pantry, which I think would be pretty useful, or the spare bedroom. I think we go the pantry here. It'll give us some money and some more steps. We can get the storeroom or the breaker box. I feel getting another diamond is going to be crucial. We got to go the storeroom here. And the storeroom also occasionally gives us a tool. All right. Pawn in the storeroom. Now, there is a pawn in the storeroom. Stexon, are you still here? If not, it's okay. I know world does not revolve around me. Wasn't there a queen? Another chess piece in the office? I remember, I think there was a chess piece in the office. But I'm making a note, pawn in the storeroom. I don't think there's one in here, but... yeah, don't see one in there. And nothing in there either. Just doing a quick check through before I never enter this room again. No chess piece in the entrance hall either. And I don't think there's one in the library. But we'll go back and check that another time. Moving on. No matter what we do, there's a dead end here. Ouch. We're going to have to use that secret passageway immediately. Let's get the coat check. And we'll retrieve the secret garden key. I don't think we need anything else. Just going to check the library again since we have to go through this. I do not see a chess piece here. I do not see it. All right. We can get green thumb, a hall, a red room, or a shop. I'm kind of feeling we go with a hall to give us the maximum number of possibilities, right? I think the hall is the way to go here. Great Hall, corridor, or the aquarium. I think we go with the Great Hall here. Unfortunately, it has 7 locked doors, meaning we only have a couple chances to get this right to advance. Hey, Tristega, welcome in. Stexon, did you hear that I think we have made some progress on the chess puzzle? We found a pawn in the storeroom, so I made a note of that. All right. Might as well open this door, because this will guarantee us a way forward. And I guess we're opening this, so we have a guaranteed way through. Alright, guys, I got a 1 in 6 chance of opening up another passageway. And technically, it's actually 1 out of 3 on each side. I think I'm not going to gamble, and I'm going to try to go through and open up the chapel, because if that's locked, we're boned anyway. Luckily, it gave me a little bit of money here. Oh! Would you look at that, guys? We have opened up another potential route. So no matter what happens this run, I feel it was worth it. Even if we get locked out. Stegson, do you want the answer, or do you want me to not to not reveal it, and so you can figure out yourself. I don't want to spoil anything because I know you're also playing along here. Nah, no answer. Okay, then I will not say a word as for how we got it. Oh, you know what? This is day 12. We want the commissary. I want to see what happens here. Okay, yeah, Sexton, let me know if you need any, if there's anything you need with that. Okay, maid sale, 2 days only, 20th and the 21st. Well, the magnifying glass certainly could come in handy here. I don't think we need the sleeping mask. And we haven't found any of that. And the running shoes, I don't think we've ever had. So that would be a new item. But it probably reduces the amount of, like, steps, or it gives you more, right? Then again, with this limited run, we could store the magnifying glass, but I'd have to find the library again, and we'd have to check out the book again. I think I want to go with the running shoes, because we never had them before. Occasionally save footsteps when traveling longer distance across the state and grounds. Okay, cool. Brand new item we just got. Maybe if we get some more money, which we only need 2 more, we can come back for the magnifying glass. Okay. Running shoes are good. We're running back and forth across the mansion and grounds. Hell yeah. All right, we can't get that one, so it's either the gymnasium or the spare bedroom. I think I'm going to bite the bullet with the gymnasium. We have enough steps. I don't have the key card yet, so that's not going to be very helpful, but still, we're not stuck because we still have the gamble in the Great Hall, and let's explore what's beyond the foundation. And yeah, we also have another room, 2 rooms we can go through here. Let's see. Exit that out. Wasn't there a note about the secret garden? I think the secret garden can only appear on one side of the mansion. Weird, I didn't make a note about that. Oh well. We need to go back to that chessboard. Yeah. That is definitely something I would like to try here before this run is over. That's why I'm not super stressed about, like, where we're going. But I figure we'll explore a little bit of the mansion here. I don't think I've ever hit the study. Or if I do, I don't think we've gotten it a long time. And since it's either the aquarium, which I can't afford, or the billiard room, which is a dead end anyway, I feel we go for the study here. I think the study's the right play. Stexon's gasping. So Stexon, do you agree the study's the right play here? I don't feel the billiard room's going to be particularly useful, and we can't afford the aquarium. I don't think we've unlocked the study yet. So, or if we have, I don't remember it. Okay. Cool. Yeah, save billiards for later. Yeah, I've done the billiards a couple times. I'm curious. Study is 26. Okay, we did not have it. This was a good call. Free and all? Or is that ace? I can't read for shit. I think that's all. Face and ace? 44 letters in the message? Okay, let me take a note of just what's on here. Because I feel like this is going to be pretty big. Next page. Move on to the next section of the study. See if there's anything I can click. Chessboard again, probably significant. We have... What if, hypothetically, the reason that code was red was because it didn't belong to the office, but it belonged to the study? So it's 9083, enter. Well, it was worth a try. All right. Had to at least test that. Let's keep moving on. There'll probably be a clue in here somewhere. All right. We'll read those notes in a second. I did see them. Don't worry. I'm just checking to see if there's anything else, like a chess piece, or something else that I need to make a note of. We do have a trunk. I don't want to use the last key on it, though. Maybe that sledgehammer would have come in handy after all. I don't see anything else written. I will note that there's a safe in the study. There is a chess piece in this room. Oh, the queen. But it's a black queen, though, not a white queen. I'll make a note of it. But I think that's, if I understand this correctly, the black queen is the starting position. Because you have the chessboard. And then when you look at this note here, maybe not. Maybe not. I'll make a note. I'll make a note that black queen d8. I'll just make a note. Because yeah, that's not the white piece that I was looking for. But I'll still make a note that that's in the study. Okay. So I think that's everything of note. So let's read the actual notes. It's gown, not gawk. Groan and gawk. All the pairings are missing a letter. Face ace, glove love, sting sing, crowd crow, groan gown, snack sack. That's the pattern. I don't see the bigger piece anywhere unless it's in the safe, Stexon. Am I missing something here? I don't see a bigger chess piece anywhere in this room. I think there's one in the office. I'm pretty sure because I think Silly pointed it out when we were in there once and kind of like zoomed in on it. I also think there's I think the knight is in the den if I remember correctly. Sturdy, study, face ace. Craft raft, draft raft, smile, mile, vile, viral. I don't know if it's possible, so little time left, but I need to remember to ask Anne if we can commission new artwork for all the rooms of the house. We need them produced in sets of 2, a pair for each room. Pair of art for each room. Rod is in the so each room has its own, and in this case, rod. Okay. I have a second notebook, ladies and gentlemen, because I feel if I want to do what I'm trying to do here, this is going to be a freaking nightmare. Okay. Bear with me, folks. Sorry, guys. YouTube, I may edit all this out. In fact, I think that is what I'm going to do just so you guys don't have to deal with what I'm about to do. I'm going to make a list of every single room in the house. Every one. And we're going to make a note for what we have to keep track of all the art. That's why I'm bringing out the second notebook, because I think this is going to be a huge undertaking, everybody. Now, I'm not going to mark them all down now, but something that I'm just determined to do. So we have... Yeah, so this is going to take a minute, YouTube, so I'll be right back. So I'm just going to create a list of everything and what we know, and we'll go from there, okay? Hang tight. Hey, YouTube, welcome back in. You guys didn't miss much. I just literally wrote down every single room on a second notepad, and we're going to keep track of all the art pairings there and try to find things out. 44 letters in the message makes me think, because there's 46 total, like, normal rooms to get, perhaps there's a message hidden in these combinations. Like, my thought, this is what I'm thinking, guys. I'm just going to say it now before we've actually advanced or done anything. But my thought is, each of these pairings is removing a letter. And if there's 44, the second letter would be C, because it's the second room in the entrance hall. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if that's valid or not, but that's kind of that's my gut feeling when it comes to this puzzle. So we're going to go in and we're going to have to check every room and see what paintings are in every room. And see if I'm remotely correct there. So we'll see. We will see what happens, but that is my gut feeling without, you know, doing anything or moving on beyond this. So we have face and ace, and then we have road and rod. So I think that is what we're doing. Sexton, is there anything else here in the study that I should know about, you think? We don't have the safe code yet. Oh, and look, Sexton, you were correct. I just overlooked it, but here's the giant black queen in the study. So yeah, I just totally overlooked it. Perception check failed. Perception failed. I'm tired. I don't think there's anything else in here, right? Like, I don't see any other type of clues. Dunstan make a mention of a location. Yeah. So we have face and ace, beard and bard, sturdy, study, coat, cat, cold, old. So yeah, it looks like it's all, just removing one letter. Draft, raft, smile, mile, vile, viral. For 44 rooms. Okay, so foundation. I don't see any paintings in here. So the foundation probably doesn't count. Even though that's the first room. So maybe the antechamber doesn't have one. Let's see what's down here. No matter how this run goes, I feel we did a pretty good job with it. Looks like we're in some kind of underground facility here. An upgrade disc. A stage. And a plant? Maybe? I wonder if this is the, if this counts as the foundation after all. Because there's two paintings here. Admittedly, they're more like sketches, but they're here. I can think of like stage and sage. But that doesn't really make sense. Especially if I'm correct and it will spell out, the first 44 will spell out a message. The missing letter for the first one, face and ace, is F. So stage and sage wouldn't make sense because that would be TF. Sexton says I say nothing. The basement door is locked. The key does not fit. Okay, so the basement needs its own key. And the elevator button is locked behind a key card, which we don't have. Okay. So Stexon, let me ask you, and you don't have to tell me if it's like a big spoiler, but is it Stage and Sage? Or is it something else? Like, you can just say if that guess is correct or not. You don't have to give any other hints beyond that, but I don't want to sit on this for too long, but at the same time, I also, I'm not familiar with what type of plant this is. Really wish we had that key card. Because it's like theater. It's the other thing that's coming into mind. Chad, I got to admit, I'm a little stumped on this one. Does anyone else have any input or guesses? Because I keep going back to Stage and Sage. Sexton doesn't want to give any hint at all? Okay. I'm not going to write it down because I'm not sure, but... Okay, potential spoilers. Okay, Sexton, let me ask you a different question. Can I find the answer if I keep playing the game? Will there be a clue or something else if I continue with the game? That'll help me with this particular thing. Because again, I don't want to get too stuck on the art. Like, I know it's important, I know there's a message, but... Because I have my note here that has the question mark, but I didn't put it down as, like, for sure. So, if I continue playing, will I get a better hint for this? No. Okay, then I don't know what to do here. This is my least favorite aspect of puzzle games, is that if I keep playing, there won't be another hint. Just keep playing. Okay. Alright, while we're loading back up, I'm going to go let Tanner out. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Huh. Oh, that was, not ideal, but what are you going to do? Sounds good, Sexton. Thank you. Security would have been great there, but I don't have any diamonds. And I think, barring something crazy happening, I think this might end the run. Be right back. Alrighty. So, pictures in this utility closet. Match. And a tree. Hmm. It's a lit match specifically. Light. Is the kind of tree relevant? It probably is, if I had to guess. Like, we had the, like, just as an example, we had there was, like, the theater sketch, and the theater sketch, so like I said, the stage/sage could potentially be it. Here, it's a match and a tree. But I can't think of a single tree that is like one letter off from match. You know what I mean? So I'd imagine, yeah, it is relevant. That would be my guess. Well, let's go take a couple other, some other looks, because, like Sexton said, maybe there's a pattern. Fur? Fire and fur? I like that one. Fir tree. Yeah, fire and fur. I like it. And this is the utility closet. Yep, so... Do you spell fur F-I-R? I think you're right, but just, I don't know, writing it down, it just looks weird. You know what I mean? Well, it's down. Okay, thank you, Stexon. Yeah, first the fuzzy stuff. I know, right? Just looks weird. All right, gymnasium. We have a tiger, and I have no idea what that is. I have no idea. But that is very clearly a tiger. Does anyone know what this is called? I don't know what that's called off the top of my head. Tear and tiger? Yeah, maybe. Makes more sense to me. Think it's a tier? Yeah, tiered stand or tiered display. Yeah. Could even be a tiered lamp, but yeah, I think you're right. Tiger and tier makes sense, because I mean that's clearly tiger. Like I don't, unless it's something really crazy. Which one of the things I like about this game, guys, is that none of their puzzles have been, at least in my opinion, have been too big of a stretch. Like it makes sense. That's why, like with Stage and Sage, I'm like, that makes the most sense, but I can't think of what else it could be. Doesn't mean it's right, but I feel pretty good about that one. Okay, let's see. We don't have security, so it's not open. Commissary. Pilot. With. Without. So this is suddenly making sense. This is with the extra letter. This is without the extra letter, right? So pilot. I mean, that looks like an orchard, right? So orchard. Grove. And what I'm also noticing here is like the order of the pictures matters, right? So the one on the left is the one with the letter, and this is the one without. That's my interpretation of this, because we've seen that in I think 2 other rooms so far. I could be wrong, but that's my interpretation. This looks like the orchard, right? So I'm trying to think what this guy could be. Because he feels like a pilot to me. That's where my brain is currently stuck right now. Pilot. That could be grove. It could be orchard. Garden. Plot and pilot. Ooh, plot. That's a good one. Yeah, pilot and plot. That's actually fantastic, TechWiz. Plot. Because yeah, it does look like a plot of land, doesn't it? Okay. Bishop. White bishop here in the chapel. I don't see any drawings in here, though, which is odd. There's supposed to be drawings in every room, right? So 5, 7, 7, 7. Or I'm sorry. This is 9. I feel there's a puzzle in here that I'm not understanding. I don't think there's a coincidence that there's Roman numerals on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I also don't think it's a coincidence that one of them is blocked. There's something more with this room, but I don't know what it is. Sexton, I guess it depends on, can I solve this in another room or not? That's I guess what I'm wondering, is because I feel like I'm missing something. It's like right here, but I don't know what it is. That's not a bad thing right now, but it's more of just, if I were to keep playing, would I get hints, or do I have to solve the puzzle within the chapel? Because if it's within the chapel, there's another room. Okay, then I'm okay with that. Knowing there's another room, that I can figure that out later, I'm okay with that. We can come back. Tanner boy, almost done, kiddo. Almost done. Sorry, guys. Tanner's getting really impatient with me. He's had to be a very patient boy today, related to this. Okay, cool. So I'll have to try and figure that out. Stexon, I don't know if you'll be here every time, but if you see me wander past it more than like twice, say something. Just be like, hey, maybe you should go check out like this room again, type thing. Just because maybe I've forgotten about it. But yeah, there's another room related to it. Then I'm okay for now. But thank you, Stexon. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate you not just blurring out the answers. So, all right, let's press on. Okay, sounds great, Stexon. Thank you. I appreciate your confidence. Stexon says he has full confidence in me, so I appreciate that. Yeah, I think actually this is going to end my run. The paintings are behind these other doors. So, which I don't have a key to unlock. I specifically remember that. We found one of the paintings behind one of the locked doors. Secret passage. Stairs and stars. That one seemed pretty straightforward. For the art. Library. Crowbar. Prayer. Prayer. And a crowbar. There's got to be another term I'm not thinking of. Let me think about this for a moment. Yep, I definitely will head back to the chessboard. I just want to think about this. I want to just kind of think about the art pieces as well, and then we'll go to the chessboard and we'll end end the run. So that'll be the last thing we do. Here's the other picture, TechWiz. It looks like prayer. Like, that's very clearly prayer. I mean, it even has prayer beads. Pry bar instead of, yeah, pray and pry. Pray and pry. That's what I was trying to think of. I think you're right. It could be a pry bar instead. But I couldn't think of the word, so thank you. God, I hope we have this right. Otherwise, this is going to be very embarrassing. All right. We know the entrance hall. So, base card, ace card. Bride and bridge for the coat check. Let's keep the upgrade disc just because I don't know when we're going to get the secret garden. I want to hang on to that key, but the secret garden I think will be better in the long run. Or the upgrade. Although actually with the upgrade disc, as long as, never mind, because we got that from the frickin' foundation, right? So we can get that one anytime as long as it spawns there, right? Well, I think I'd rather have the secret garden key just in case. Pine and pin? Pine and pin for the classroom? Classroom's not listed in here, though. Probably because it's an addition. But even then, that doesn't make a lot of... That doesn't make a lot of sense. Stexon, do you know if the classroom is even going to be relevant? Because it doesn't appear in the list, but... Yet to pull. Okay. I made a note of it anyway, but yeah. Thank you, Stexon. I do appreciate it. Okay, where are... Oh, here they are. Bath and Bat. This is for the pantry. Cart and car for the storeroom. And I think that's every room in this build of the mansion. So, we'll do what Stexon said. Actually, we didn't do the schoolroom, but we can do that at the end. So, we'll go here first. And see if anything's changed on that board. And we'll probably call it a night after we check the schoolroom. Or the schoolhouse, I should say. And the beast keeps running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running. Okay, has anything changed? No. So let's try. Okay. The storeroom is located in 2, and that has the pawn. It lit up. The chapel is located in 4, second from the left. So it looks like my hunch was correct. Hang on, sorry, I'm getting like a boatload of text messages, so I just need to make sure it's not an emergency. Okay, it is not an emergency. So we had a black queen in the study, but it's not a white queen. And the study is located in the center at rank 3. But I guess that still counts. So I'll make a note. There's a queen in the study. So it looks like what you have to do is find the pieces, and then we have to find a build of a mansion with all 6 pieces, and then put them in the right spots, and it will probably trigger something in this room. That's my guess. All right. Let's head back up. We'll go to the schoolhouse and just try to get those paintings real quick. See if we can identify what they are. And we will end the day and probably end the stream there, everybody. All right. The schoolhouse won't have any. So none of the outer rooms have one, huh? Good to know. It's only for rooms in the main part of the mansion. Okay. So I'll just put a big ol' none for that section. All right. That's good. Glad we checked it. And with that, we will end our day. See what we get, and then we'll wrap up here. Hey, Grim. I'm not mind-fucked at all, actually. Puzzled, but not mind-fucked, thank God. Alrighty. Thank you guys very much for watching. YouTube, that's going to wrap it up for today. We'll come back to this. We knocked out 2 additional runs today, pretty long ones. Hopefully you guys will catch most of the exciting parts. But I think that is going to call it. So you guys know the drill. If you enjoyed this content, please consider liking and commenting on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that alert button to get notified when new videos drop. Follow me on all my social media, including twitch.tv, where you can watch this live. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, YouTube!